Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Community Works. I'm Bernadette Welsh, your host. Each one of our shows highlights a local nonprofit agency in our state. Our goal is to educate you, our viewers, about the great work that's going on all around us every day by local agencies and their supporters. When people help their neighbors, everybody benefits. The focus of today's show is the great work of the Diaper Bank, located right here in North Haven. Most of us know that modern parents use disposable diapers. And many of our viewers will recall that babies, including my own, used to be cared for with cloth diapers, pins, and rubber pants. Well, that's just not working anymore, and so modern parents use disposable diapers. We also know that disposable diapers are very expensive, and many families simply can't afford them. Luckily, the Diaper Bank helps parents get diapers to the babies and families that need them. I'm so happy to welcome back to the show the Executive Director of the Diaper Bank, Janet Stolfi-Alfano. Janet, welcome to the show.
So thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're most welcome. So Janet, let's start with as we usually do, with the overall mission of the Diaper Bank.
Sure. So the Diaper Bank, we're the Diaper Bank of Connecticut now. We've expanded our reach. Our mission is really threefold. It's to provide diapers to families in need, to raise awareness about the lack of access to diapers and other basic needs, particularly hygiene needs, and then also to advocate for policy reform so that diapers and other hygiene needs and products are both legislated for and available for families in need throughout the state of Connecticut.
That's wonderful. Janet, why are disposable diapers just so important to moms? Why not use cloth diapers?
Sure. So really all kinds of diapers are important to moms and to families, to babies in need. What we look at is most families, as you stated earlier in the broadcast, most modern families do use disposable diapers. The families that we serve really have significant barriers to using cloth diapers. For instance, they don't have laundering facilities on site. So if you can imagine, if you don't have transportation, taking your diaper pail filled with cloth diapers to the local laundromat on the bus, it's not going to make you any friends. No one's going to want to sit next to you on the bus. They might not renew your bus pass. But really, seriously, the families have the barriers of laundering, but also if you're bringing your child to childcare, typically you have to bring a supply of disposable diapers. That being said, there are many families who opt to use cloth who don't have those barriers, but our main focus is really to meet the needs of the clients that we're serving. And for the families that we're serving, they tell us that disposable works best for them. Certainly if there was a family who had an interest and expressed an interest in using cloth diapers, and we have some resources available for folks, we would really happily offer that to them. But for the majority of families who don't lack access to basic needs, they choose to use disposable. And we want the same options available for the families that we're serving, and we want to meet the needs where they are. And so that's important to us.
That certainly makes sense. I mean, we have to meet people where their needs are. Right. And they are very expensive, aren't they? Yes.
They truly are. And for some of the families that we serve, in Connecticut, the National Diaper Bank Network looked at what percentage of a family's income is going to diaper need. And for really low-income families, it could be upwards of 14% in the state of Connecticut. So they are very expensive, but they are really a basic necessity for health and hygiene of children, and for also a mom to feel that she is a good parent, or a parent to feel that they're really a good caregiver to the kid, which really enhances their bonding with their child.
And isn't it true, Janet, I think we've talked about this before, that some of our moms are so in need of diapers that they might be tempted to stretch the amount of time that their baby would wear a diaper rather than change it. So can we talk about changing a baby's diapers and overall baby health?
Sure. So we have seen and we've heard from some of the families the things that folks will do to actually sort of make the diapers go further, which is keep a baby in a diaper for much too long, and there can be some significant health consequences. Everyone's heard of diaper rash, but if left untreated or if those conditions don't change, then that could lead to more serious conditions for a baby, for a family. And then that is just going to increase the costs to that family and be a detriment to the health of the child.
So it's not just diaper rash we're talking about. We can even be talking about more serious illnesses that a child can have wearing a soiled diaper too long.
That's right.
So if the diaper bank comes in and gives the mom an adequate supply, then she doesn't have that fear, she doesn't have that stress. So I would think that that's just like super important for the baby's health, for the mom's health. There's nothing worse than a child crying because their diaper is not good.
That's right.
That's not good.
That's right.
So let's talk a little bit about the daycare scene. So don't most daycare centers say you have to have disposable diapers?
Certainly the ones that are subsidized, you have to come with a supply of diapers. And that is where we see a lot of the need. And we work with some child care centers, in fact, as distribution partners to get diapers to those families so that they can consistently attend quality child care, and then in turn their parents can attend work. So if you're not able to bring your child to child care, then you can't work, and it just really perpetuates this cycle of not having enough in terms of financial resources to meet the basic needs of your family.
Right, and it causes all kinds of problems. So we've got both problems solved with the diaper bank. Okay, so now what is the process, Janet? I mean, obviously there are women that need diapers. You guys have got the diapers. I think we're going to show a little slide that shows what goes on in the warehouse. But could you tell us what the process is, Janet, between how the baby moms get the diapers?
Sure. So we work in a similar manner to a food bank. We do distribution through partners who are already working with low-income families in the community so that they don't have to go somewhere else to get the diapers that they need. We try to partner with places that they're already going, so child care centers, homeless shelters, there's home visiting programs, early child care centers and facilities.
And we're looking at this picture of the warehouse.
At the warehouse. So our partner agencies actually come to the warehouse to get a supply of diapers for the families that they serve for a month. So once a month, we'll get a request from an agency that we partner with, and they will tell us what they need, and then we'll do our best to provide that supply to them, and they'll pick it up at our warehouse. And in the picture that you're seeing our distribution manager. Well, before the warehouse shot shows him moving the diapers around, and so we do a lot of that kind of thing. We have about 10,000 square feet of warehouse space.
Okay, cool.
That we operate in, and we use that space for obviously storage of the diapers and then other kinds of opportunities, like volunteer opportunities and so forth.
Very good. So the social workers come to you. They tell you, Janet, we have a lot of our clients. We'll come to the warehouse and get them, or they bring vans that come to the warehouse, and then the kids get the diapers from their social workers.
Correct, from whatever type of organization that they're working with, whether it's a social worker, a caseworker, you name it. So, but the person who has the relationship with the family is the one that's giving them the diapers.
Right.
And so it was really important for us to work in that way.
Yes.
To help those workers really engage the families and enhance the relationships that they have so that it makes their jobs a little bit easier as well. So It's providing the basic need for the family and then also helping these great organizations really work with families in a way that meets their needs and really helps them out.
Great. So that's great. And it makes perfect sense to me. But if a mom knew where the diaper bank was and she was driving by, she could run in and get some diapers. We would actually ask. I mean, of course, there are always emergency circumstances, but we really focus on our partners. Yes.
So that we want to make sure that we are able to meet all the needs of our partners, and if we're taking folks off the street, then we can't meet the needs of our partners.
Well, I'm glad we talked about that because that's important. That's
really
very important. Okay, so now we're going to get talking about how our Connecticut legislature has worked with you and your organization to change things about taxing diapers. So Janet, could you tell us all, because since the last time we met, there's been some big changes. What are the big changes?
Sure. So in 2016, The state legislature included in the budget a provision to eliminate the taxes on diapers, both disposable and cloth diapers for babies, as well as feminine hygiene products for women.
Okay.
Now, when they put it in that budget, they wrote it so that it would take effect as of July 1, 2018. And so we have been waiting a couple of years, holding our breath to ensure that that would still take effect, because the state budget situation was difficult is an understatement.
Yes.
But it was important that this took effect, and so we worked really hard to get it passed with some champion legislators and support of a lot of nonprofit organizations and folks in the community. But it was really important for it to take effect, and it did take effect as of July 1,
Wonderful.
2018. So diapers for babies, both disposable and cloth, as well as feminine hygiene products, are no longer taxable in the state of Connecticut. And I will make note that incontinence products for older adults and children with special needs were already tax exempt.
Oh,
so we were just
okay.
catching up to legislation that already was in place for those products.
So is there any one person that you want to give a shout out to that was really pushed to get this going? I mean,
there were really so many individuals and
group?
Organizations. I will be remiss if I don't shout out one legislative champion, Representative Kelly Julison Scopino. Was an amazing champion, but there were really so many advocacy groups, organizations, the Connecticut Early Childhood Alliance, QUELF, the Commission on Women, Seniors and Children. There were just so many organizations who took this on and worked really hard to get this done, and we were happy that it took effect as of the 1st of July.
It finally took effect. And again, this is just giving the diaper bank and moms more resources to get those diapers. It's costing less, yes?
It's costing less for the moms. We already buy our diapers without taxes as a nonprofit organization, but it helps the moms because we are providing a supplement, not a full supply for the babies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes,
There's
so
a supplement.
It's a supplement. It's about roughly a quarter of the supply, depending upon the age and size of the child. And so this will help the moms stretch their dollars a bit further.
Yeah.
And we say for those folks who, cost wasn't a barrier for the diapers, that you should donate your savings to the diaper bank. It would be really helpful.
Pay it back.
Pay it back.
Pay it back.
Pay it
That's
back.
wonderful. So surrounding this is something that you were talking to me about that I didn't know anything about, and that is an economic impact study. What was that all about?
Yeah, so last year, the National Diaper Bank Network called us up to say, we're really interested in doing an economic analysis of a diaper bank, and would you be interested in doing it? And it's something that we had thought about for a while and didn't have the resources to undertake on our own. And so we were, of course, really happy to participate in and collaborate with the National Diaper Bank Network in order to undertake this. It's the first time an economic analysis of a diaper bank has been done in the country. And what it really did was look at the economic impact, aside from just the value of the diapers that we're distributing. So what else does that mean? What is the magnifying impact?
Yeah.
And what are the other potential related health and economic impacts of our organization? And so there were, from the 60-page report.
A 60-page report.
That was conducted by, it was the Connecticut Center for Economic Analysis, and that is at the UConn School of Business.
Oh, okay. So
the researchers, the economists there, really experts in their field. But from the 60-page report, there was a about 12 to 15-page report produced just to give some of the highlights and the pertinent information. And there were a few key things that they found. First, just the general, really magnifying impact. For every dollar spent on diaper bank services, there was an $11 return on that investment.
Oh, 1 to 11.
1 to 11.
1 to 11.
And another key thing that they found was that using the diaper bank and those diaper provisions to families actually reduced the rate of diaper rash by 1/3.
Wow.
And there were medical-related expense reductions associated with that as well.
Right.
And so, we knew some of these data points, anecdotally, we've heard from the families that we serve, but having a report like this to really validate that and give deeper meaning and some background information for folks,
Right.
It's really another tool for us to talk about the work that we do. That's different from the personal stories.
Yes.
That's different from, the amount of diapers that we're distributing. It gives just another tool for us to talk about diaper need and how it impacts families and how it impacts the community overall.
Yeah, see, the community too. How many diapers do you distribute? I forgot to ask you that.
Yeah.
What is the volume of what you're doing?
Yeah. So in a typical year, we're between 1 and 1.5 million diapers a year.
Wow.
We've actually distributed over 22 million diapers since our inception in 2004.
Wow.
So, but it's interesting when you look at the growth. So from 2004 to 2008, we hit about 2 million. And so after that is really the crux of
Yeah.
the growth.
What do you attribute that to, Janet?
I think that, we've been lucky to have some significant one-time special funding opportunities where we were able to distribute a lot of diapers in a
Okay.
short period of time. But really, we've had slow and sustainable growth over the course of our lifetime as an organization. And we know that we have a model that works, that's been replicated across the country. And we know for us that we could essentially double the volume of distribution with the same structure that we have right now.
Wow.
So it's really, really worth donating to our organization because we could literally double what we're doing with just more funds to get more diapers.
Right, so you've got the impact study which shows you that you're doing good things in the community, you're saving people money, you're making babies healthier. So you have the data, because a lot of people will say when they think about giving to an organization, they'll think, well, do they know what they're doing? Like, are we just throwing money at a problem when you could show the community, look, we have data that can support what we're doing and why it's beneficial. I think that gives you a wonderful leg up. So if I wanted to see this impact study, could I go to the website? How could one see this, or this is just an internal document for you and your supporters?
Yeah, I don't know that the link is up on our website yet. I can certainly check the website. But if you're interested, you can email us at info@thediaperbank.org and ask, and we'd be happy to share it with you.
Wow, because that's good. Again, people want to feel
Absolutely.
good. You know that, Janet. They want to
Absolutely.
feel good about what they're doing.
That's right.
I certainly appreciate it. So I'm glad we got the chance to
Yeah.
talk about the impact
I
study.
know.
Okay, so now it comes to a really good part of our program because we're going to talk about how people can support the Diaper Bank. We've been talking around it a little bit, so let's talk about the volunteers.
Sure.
So where do they come from and what do they do?
So one of the best ways for volunteers to get involved is by conducting a diaper drive. Much like a food drive, except diapers folks don't usually have in their pantry.
Right.
So when
right.
folks do a diaper drive, whether it's individuals, a mom's group, community groups, churches, students, Girl Scouts, you name it, those are great opportunities for organizations to come together, do a diaper drive. You're seeing one that the Connecticut Lions did, I think it was 2 years ago, and it was wonderful. But it's really a great way for folks to, one, help us really get those needed diapers to families in the state.
For sure.
But two, to really raise awareness, because most folks who are going out to buy diapers and helping us out are saying, oh, wow, I didn't realize how expensive they are, and how do families who don't have enough resources, what are they doing to really get past this stage of life for their children? And so it's a great way to raise awareness and raise those diapers for us. So that's really a wonderful way. We have a diaper drive kit on our website.
Oh, good. So they can find out about that.
Yeah, they can find out about that. We also have opportunities for both individuals and groups to volunteer in our warehouse.
Okay.
We do a lot of packing, sorting, repacking diapers, and it's a wonderful opportunity, again, for individual or a group. And we have those opportunities listed on our website as well.
Excellent.
We have some Saturday opportunities throughout the year, 5 or 6, and so those are really fun for folks to come and just see what we do. Honestly, it's an activity that folks of every ability could do.
So in other words, there's a location announced,
That's correct.
And they say, okay, everybody go here.
Absolutely.
And we're going to do fun things, and we're going to help us get organized, or we're going to help pack up a bunch of diapers, or all kinds of great things that happen on those Saturday mornings.
Yes.
That's great. Okay, so we talked about volunteers. We talked about the Lions group, social groups. What about corporate? Do you get help from our corporate sponsors? Anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, sure. So corporate groups actually also get involved in some of our volunteer activities as well. And many times we've had groups come in, 20 to 40 people, and they have a little bit of a competition around, who can repack or what kind of diaper drive that they want to do.
Right.
And we certainly have sponsorships, opportunities, and folks who have supported us in the past. And that's always something that we're looking for. But really it's not just about a sponsorship. It's really about having those folks in that workplace understand what we do, understand that these are folks who are in the community.
Yes.
That you don't realize that that it could be someone you work with who has this need. And so for us, it's really important to talk about that and to have folks have a real understanding of what it really means to not have enough money to provide for your family.
I think that's great because, again, unless you go and buy them, you don't know how much they cost. When you get the whole office or a whole other group together, it's exciting, and they learn about the diaper bank, and they learn also. I think we learn sometimes, Janet, how privileged we are. We forget sometimes that we will work hard, we earn our money, but we have the resources to get what we want.
That's right.
And it's sometimes a real eye-opener to realize that you could help somebody that's really trying to make it, just need a little extra help. All right, so now we're going to talk about the event of September, and that's called Rock Your Baby.
Right.
And we have a PDF on that, a graphic of that, and tell us about Rock Your Baby.
Sure. So Rock Your Baby is the Diaper Bank of Connecticut's annual fundraiser and silent auction. All the proceeds, again, go to benefit our organization and provide this really basic essential to families in the state. It's at Amarantes, and it's September 13th from 6 to 10. And it's a wonderful location with great views, wonderful food, and it's really a great time. And we look forward to it every year, but it really is a great fundraiser for us as well.
And how much do you usually garner from these things, or how is it that it's like that fantastic in terms of the amount of money you raise and the amount of awareness that you raise? I'm sure.
Absolutely. Yep. So we always have a fundraising goal,
Good.
And we look to raise awareness about the issue, and we're going to ask folks this year to really double that awareness raising by just talking about us on social media and joining our campaign.
Yes.
Change from the Bottom Up campaign. That's a new initiative that we have to really help folks.
Oh, change
help
from
us.
the bottom up.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yep. Yeah.
That's so cute. So hopefully this program will help raise awareness, and you can maybe see that on your website or get it out there. And I'm looking forward to it. So I hope that people will join me. I'll be there.
Yes.
And so many other wonderful people will be there. And it is a great night. It's a fantastic night. So that's September 13th from 6 to 10 at Amarantes Ocean View.
Yes.
Yes. Always a good time. Are we going to have a DJ?
We're working on it.
Working on it. Okay, let me know if you need a DJ.
Okay.
I'll be able to help you in that regard. That's absolutely great. So, Janet, we do have a little bit of time left, and I would really let's talk a little bit about how the Diaper Bank helps break the cycle of poverty. So I know that sometimes, one generation to another generation, they just can't seem to break that cycle of poverty. And it starts off with healthy babies, doesn't it? So I know this is a little unscheduled chat, but what do you think about that, Janet, in terms of breaking the cycle of poverty?
I think that we are fortunate to be able to serve families in the way that we do. I do feel that I wish that our organization didn't have to exist.
Yes.
That families had enough resources, to be able to provide for what they need for the health and well-being of the children and families. And so for us, We are providing diapers and other needed items, but it's important for us to be involved in and with organizations that are working to change some of those conditions so that truly an organization like ours would not exist. So we are involved in some advocacy organizations. We learn from the experts, like I mentioned, the Connecticut Early Childhood Alliance.
Yes, the Childhood Alliance.
But there are really so many organizations who are working to change legislation, who are working to change the systems that are in place that have left some folks privileged and some not so much.
Not so much.
So those things are just as important, if not more important, than the work that we are doing, but we want to be able to use our work as a concrete way to talk about what it really means to live under these conditions. And so that's just as important, if not more so, than what we are doing.
Yeah, I like that idea, Janet. I mean, again, we just don't seem to understand how expensive it is to live in the state of Connecticut. It is a very expensive state to live in, and yet we have folks that are here that are trying to do well, and they're trying to raise healthy children. They're trying to go to work every day. And the fact that the diaper bank is giving them that little extra help is great. I know once I went to the fundraiser, and there was a wonderful success story where I can't remember the lady's name, and I don't think that's as important at what her message was. And I think she was saying that she went from here to there. So do you have a success story that you could share with our viewers?
Sure. So this might be the one that you're speaking of, but there was a young woman who, a young family. She was married and had one child, and I believe her husband lost her job. And they had a little bit of extra help from one of our partners. And again, diapers are such a huge expense. Didn't realize that was even available as a resource. And it was just really helpful with the support of that organization and a little bit of help with some basic needs. She was able to go back to school, get her nursing degree.
Yes, that is the lady.
Right? And have some success in that way. And then truly have an understanding of, how difficult that was. And how could she change that for someone else?
Yeah, so she was given that little bit of support that she needed. Now she's going to turn around and give it back. So I think that's just another wonderful aspect of the diaper bank, and why I'm so happy that you're on the show and that you're sharing with us all these great ideas about the diaper bank. So there's diaper banks all over the United States, but we have one right here in the New Haven, North Haven area that we can all get behind and support. I mean, even if people can't come to the event at Amaranti's, perhaps they'd be willing to go on the website and look it up.
Absolutely.
They could. There's got to be a little donate button.
There absolutely
is there a donate button?
There is.
Absolutely is a donate button. Because isn't it true that if we gave you our financial support, then you could go out and buy diapers in bulk?
Yeah, that's actually a great point. Thank you for bringing that up. We certainly can, because we are buying in bulk. We can get a better rate. We can increase the volume that we're purchasing rather than going to the local, BJ's or Target, which are great places to go. But we can certainly stretch your dollar and make it go further. We know that there are about 50,000 children age 0 to 3 in Connecticut who could use our services. They're living at or below 200% of the federal poverty level.
Wow.
And so we know that we have a lot of work to do.
Yep.
And so doubling our impact, for us, that means resources to get the diapers that we need to serve those families. So those financial donations will really help us meet more of the need for folks who are living right in our state.
But I just want to thank you again, Janet, for being on the show. Maybe we could see the contact information. So there's the diaper bank, there's Janet's name, phone number, your address, and that all-important website, www.thediaperbank.org. So thank you, Janet, for being on the show. It's been great to have you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Great show. Thank you very much.